All right. Hello, Zaidan, Zanad and Zidan. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me today programs into reflections. Okay. All right. I know you one of the performer in Malaysia also, and now you are um, working at Nusantara Performing Arts Research Center, right? So I know you already. Okay. Now, could you start by introducing yourself and talking me a little bit about your background in performing arts.
All right. Thank you so much, Ramles, for having me this afternoon. So, my name is Zainuddin Zidane. Um, I am from Limbang, Sarawak. Um, what I can share a little bit about my background is I was a former student from Sekolah Seni Malaysia Sarawak back I graduated on 2018, and then I pursue my studies in Diploma in Dance at the Faculty of Music and Performing Arts, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris.
Yeah.
Right after that, I continue my degree also in Faculty of Music and Performing Arts, University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. I studied Bachelor in Performing Arts, majoring in dance, and um, right now I am currently about to graduate, but I will be graduate on this November. So for the meantime, I am working as a research assistant at one of the research and performing arts company in our country, which is Nusantara Research and Performing Arts Center in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. Could I know how old are you?
I am 20. I am 23 years old this year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Zaidan Zidane. Such a great journey in your dance educations. So now I'm going to ask you first questions about performance. What kind of the performance that you choose to learn and teach the particular type of the performance? May I know what is the particular performance that you choose to learn and teach?
Um, for to be honest, if I reflect back to my dancing journey before, I do learn a lot of like dance genre in my diploma time and my degree time as well. But when it comes to these kind of questions, I always like telling myself that what kind of the dance that really get into my heart. But um, I think um, I, I'm gonna say that um, ngajat because it's my roots. I am I am Iban from Sarawak. Um, when I grew up with the traditions, and I think it is important for me as a beholder of the traditions, ngajat Iban itself. So I would say that I will choose ngajat, and I will choose to teach that kind of like particular performance. If I have the opportunity, I will say that I want to work on something with ngajat Iban performances, and um, if can that teach it to others and spread it more more bigger in like in the sense of like uh every people and student and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Such a great performance that have you done. And then the second question is, how does your performance mean to you personally? I mean, for Ajat Iban itself, I know you are the persons who originally as a indigenous people represent Iban people, and as a performer, how do you think that performer means to you personally?
All right. Um, I think the performance how do this performance like personally means to me. I think um, it's really means a lot actually because I grew up with these traditions, as I said to you before, and
Yeah.
then of course there's a lot of like kind of like sentimental value or kind of things that because you know what personally I think that Ngajat Iban it has it has a special spot in my heart because you know since I was a kid I stayed in the longhouse with my grandparents and everything the moment I know what is dance the first time I know what is dance and what is music it was through Ngajat Iban so personally I think that this Ngajat performance or this Ngajat dance repertoire um, has a very kind of like sentimental value and it's kind of like very meaningful to me in terms of um, I would say that I am into the world of dance. I am entering the world of dance because of Ngajat. Yeah. So personally, I think that is the most meaningful dance repertoire for me because through Ngajat, I know what is actually I mean I know dance through Ngajat. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. It seems like Ngachat is very value in your life, right? So that you know the way of life of Iban people, and then you practice is in the village, and then you came to school to practice the different type of ajat. And do you think the meaning of your performance in the context of ajat change over time or in different context? And how do you look at this performance change in your personality?
Yeah. Um it's kind of like very complex questions, but I will
Yeah.
try to answer it based on my knowledge. Okay. So basically Ngajat Iban is one of the dance form that has a variety of uh I mean variety of like
Style? What
yeah,
kind?
yeah, style. Yes, thank you. That is the word. So it's Ngajat Iban is one of the like the performance that has a variety of style because um, as I know every area or every part in like especially because we're talking about Ngajat so basically we are talking about uh, East Malaysia lah Sarawak lah kan Borneo so like macam um so I think that yeah different I mean like different places in Sarawak like contoh like for example in Serikay they have their own style of ngajat and then when you are going up to the upper Sarawak which is Miri Bintulu they also have their own style and then when you go down again to Lubuk Antu or to Sri Aman Semanggang um, it also um, has their own style of performing Snapchat itself. So, uh, uh, I think that yes, the performance is changed over time, like in different contexts. That is in terms of movement and style. So like every places in Sarawak or every every like states maybe can I say states maybe every state in Sarawak they have their own style of ngajat movement itself. So that is the first context which is this performance change over time and then the second one is like there's always like kind of like how to say that if you are performing ajat I think it is important for you to to know what kind of ngajat you want to perform or you want to present it to the audience. Okay, because this might change. This might change. Um, I mean, it's going to give a difference because you have to decide either you want to perform it in terms of the um, performing arts context, or you want to perform it in the context of like authenticity or traditionally, and like, yeah. So if you are if you are going to like perform it in the context of the performing arts, of course, must be a choreography. There must be a beautiful costume. There must be a, like, um whatever kind of like artistic that can make the performance um being a very very fascinating performance. Yeah, but it's it will be different if your intention is to perform the ngajat itself um authentically. So if you are like perform it like authentically, like you don't have to like even care about the even you don't have like to even care about the environment itself. You just like ngajat and show the movements, and then you don't have to wear like very beautiful costume, and then you don't have like this very particular choreography to work with and everything. It's just that you are just like ngajat and um yeah, do the movement like authentic as you did it at your longhouse. So you don't have to like having like any kind of influence, like have to your hands must be same and together with um your dance partner and everything. Yeah. So that is I think
Yeah, it
that is
sounds
the
like you are talking about the performance context of Ajak Laki Iban in the village and the urban style. It's more like nowadays the performance is influenced by the choreography. Right now, I understand it.
yeah.
And the last questions I have is, well, how did you learn to perform, and how does this influence your teachings method? You put I think you as a performer and a choreographer also, I think you have choreographed a lot of Ajat Laki Iban or Ajat in Malaysia. And could you tell me how do you learn to perform the Ajat Laki Iban, and how does this influence your teachings method?
um okay, like, to be honest, how did I learn to perform, and how does it influence my teaching methods? Like, to be honest, I don't have any kind of like very structural or um structural or any kind of like a firm methods for me to teach everyone. It always like, because as for me, Ajat is it's I don't know if for me, I think it is a muscle memory
Yeah,
movement, because as I said to you before, I grew up with it. So I started to learn it from my grandfather, which is um in the beginning of um it, I just simply imitate my grandfather, my grandmother. I imitate them, and then like somehow the movement are inside my body, and I just every time I listen to the ngajat, uh, to the tabuh iban music, so I would be like automatically move my body, and yeah. So how do I teach my dancers for ngajat iban? So for I am very particular if it comes to ajat lelaki, because as we know that ajat lelaki, they don't even have like this kind of fixed um step. steps or movements that it's I think it's all about improvisation. But what is the most important thing is I am very particular in all of these things is I'm gonna see how do this male dancer um moves. Yeah. I really particular I mean like in terms of their embodiment, how do they embody Najat Iban itself? It's either they have the experience or not, but if they have the experience and they know how to imitate these Iban people in a longhouse doing Najat and apply it through his body, I think that is the much potential dancers that I will pick because I can't like randomly choose whoever that doesn't have this kind of experience or whoever that never saw any uh, male male dancers ngajat ever before. So I just can't because the embodiment will be like the embodiment or the body experience will be different. Yeah. um yeah, so I prefer to I prefer I'm prefer to like choose the male dancer who have the experience. And like sometimes uh I really trying myself to like pick people, the Iban people itself lah to Najata. So yeah, but I mean like uh we can pick any other whoever who wanted to be Najat, but um there's a lot of things that um or experience that we need to expose to them, give them an exposure and see how this and uh if they can imitate it well. So I think um yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
about the things. Yeah.
you're talking about more in a philosophy and a culture context of the Iban people and how these elements contribute to the movements of Ajat, especially in Ajat Laki or other Ajat. And I think you are going to use directly approach to the method that you use, which embodiment and muscle memory. I think that is
Yes.
a interesting method that you use to understand your dance. And then I think we are going to the end of our interview section, and I would like to thank you so much for sharing your experience and insights. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Okay, thank you,
Thank you so
Zidane.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much for having me.